What's going on, Leija Lounge fanatics? We're back, and we couldn't be more excited to talk about this topic. It's final series, Spurs versus Knicks. We got the usual suspects in the lounge today, but we had to bring in our cousin Kaiser, man, CFO of DLE Promotions and Entertainment, and man, he's only here for the big stuff. He's only here for the big talks, and there's none bigger than this one we got, guys. We got finals, Spurs versus Knicks. It's a repeat of '99. I mean, there's no better time to be a Spurs fan.
We've been talking about this since the beginning, since day one of the Spurs, talking about how we have a good chance at making the finals. When we trained him last summer and Wemby was on fire, he wouldn't stop training.
Mm-hmm.
He kept going overtime in our training sessions, and he just wouldn't stop.
And here we are. You know, I mean, we saw it back there.
I feel like even then, that we wouldn't have wanted to say it out loud.
Yeah.
That we would be in the finals.
Yeah.
The Spurs would be in the finals, but we're here.
How do you feel, Kaiser? I mean, it's here. Like all this, it's starting tomorrow.
It's kind of crazy that we're here now, right? Because the way we ended off last season, you know, you wouldn't have pegged this, and we started off the season okay, nothing crazy, but pushing towards that second half of the season, or maybe I think around that NBA Cup tournament.
Yeah,
that's really I think when everybody was like, wait, when we beat OKC in that cup, it was like,
I think
it's possible.
Yeah. It was almost like we fell backwards into success, but now we know what it looks like. You know, like beating OKC in December, it was just.
And I think we have the right amount of inexperience also to where we're not this. I mean, you think about it. Trailblazers, Timberwolves, OKC.
Yeah,
Tough road.
I mean,
Tough road.
that's just crazy. Like you got to have that sense of like carelessness in a sense where you're not thinking about it's impossible. I can't do this. Like they had the right amount of carelessness to make this happen.
And
dog. I mean, they're just dogs. All of them are dogs.
even round one, even though we won 4-1, the games were competitive. It was tough,
And that's a tough team.
It set the tone.
Yeah.
Then going into
It set the tone
Minnesota.
it set the tone for the physicality of the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Definitely.
And then from there on, then you got Timberwolves after that are
Yeah.
even more physical. And then you battle them with Wemby out one game, with Fox out, and then, come on, OKC. But, the Knicks, getting into the Knicks, that's a different type of physicality and matchup that the Spurs haven't seen. OKC, you couldn't touch them. You couldn't even sneeze on them without a foul.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now you're allowing these guys to play 90s style basketball.
They're playing that West Coast ball, and now we got the East Coast.
Now we got East Coast
different
ball.
type.
And it's a whole different game. It's a whole different matchup. Matchups, I've said in the past, the matchups scare me a little bit. But again, the momentum that the Spurs have right now, I don't think you can stop.
We haven't seen it.
I think what we just went through in the playoffs, right? The road that got us here.
we had a lot tougher
was
road
a
than what
war.
the Knicks had.
So I think the level of play that we're at versus the Knicks, who have been sitting around for a week and coasted through the playoffs, I think we're going to come in there with a level they don't know what's going on.
Very similar to how we came in with OKC. OKC was kind of in that rest stage also, and we're warm. We're ready to go. We're beaten up a little bit, but we're warm and ready to compete. OKC, they had that first game, although it was a very tough game. That first game, I feel like they were still getting their touch. Knicks are going to have a lot. I would imagine, and it's at home, but imagine have a lot of rust, a lot of understanding our speed because we're playing ball.
Yep.
We're playing ball.
They're going to have rust, and what we're having is a much needed 3-day rest after that, which is going to be great for these kids.
Perfect.
They're going to have to shake off,
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more.
than
I've
we are.
heard
We're
both
gonna
arguments.
be-
I've heard the argument that, I mean, the Knicks are going to come in fresh. They got fresh legs. The Spurs are tired going 7 games. This is the second youngest team to ever make the playoffs. I don't think that rest is needed as much
Not
as
as much,
on an older team. You know what I mean?
not as much.
These guys are young. They're ready. They just went through a game 7. What's game 1 at home? You know what I'm saying? The game 1 at home, the energy is going to be high. I think we come off hot. I think everyone's going to, of course, we're going to miss some shots. We're going to take some shots and all that. But I think our gameplay coming into game 1, our energy, knowing that the city's been wanting this,
Yeah.
it's going to be at a high level.
And that's why you want the home advantage because of this, because of the staying at home, sleeping at home, and then going to the game and practicing shooting there. And people, they're going to be used to it. It's not going to be nothing new for them. It's going to be, let's get right back to business.
And back to this whole thing, I guess, piggybacking off what we're all saying, where would y'all say going around? Where would y'all say the pressure is? Who's the pressure on? Is it on the Spurs? Is it on Knicks? Is it on Wemby? Is it on Brunson? Who do you think there's more pressure on in this series? Kaiser, you go first. What do you think?
I think the pressure's on New York because nobody expected us to be here. We've
True.
already exceeded expectation, right?
Yeah.
And I said going into Game 7 the other night, I was like, you know what, win or lose, this is already a season to be celebrated. We accomplished something huge. So for us, you know, it's a wonderful feeling, right?
Yeah.
But for New York, you know, they've been floating in this Eastern Conference for years with this team, right? Brunson, he's not a spring chicken, but he's not old either. But and Cat, he's been around the league for a long time, hasn't accomplished much.
Yeah.
And you got these 3 kids who have all been drafted in the last 3 years, and they've made it to an NBA final with our second to third best player being a rookie.
Yeah.
So I think the pressure's on New York.
Again, it's like they don't know what pressure is to be had on them.
Yeah.
They're just ready to play. New York, obviously, you have the whole city on top of you. You have all the pressure that, whether it's the fan base or the organizations putting on these players to perform at this high level. Because who knows? Say when Spurs win, they're going to be talking about just kind of how they're saying with OKC. They're going to start splitting these guys up. You know, Chet Holmgren, they're talking about getting rid of him, although that's all just talk. New York is the same thing. It's pressure on these guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one
And
thing I
plus-
like.
plus,
Not to get to you real quick.
No,
the
no.
one thing I like is the thing of these aren't super teams. These are teams that are drafted, made, and all that.
know.
But you know,
Pressure is when you haven't won a title in I don't know how many years for New York, and having to win this title and having to have that extra push and just really over exceed or try to over exceed. That's tough to do.
yeah.
And
That's tough to do.
and having to go up against the team who beat you the last time you got close to a finals or got to a finals,
Yeah.
and it's the Spurs again. That's kind of funny how that
Yeah.
works. And the similarities too, you know, it's like a young Tim Duncan back then,
Yeah.
young Wemby.
Even the
you
teams
know.
that led us to the Knicks, the 3 of them, or 2 of them were exactly how we did it with
Yeah.
Trailblazers, Timberwolves, OKC, which was the Lakers back in '99, and now the Knicks.
Sonics.
So, yeah,
Didn't
no, it was Lakers.
Oh, I thought we went through
Yeah.
the Sonics to win that.
And even then, you know, we just knocked off the defending national champions. We can hold that. We can wear that medal. You know what I mean? New York gone through some good teams, Cleveland, whatever, right? But still, I mean, we
The East is a
knocked
joke.
off. That's that East Coast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that the title obviously goes to the West. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Everyone was saying the title is going to be either OKC or Spurs, right? This last Western Conference Finals was going to be the final series, right? I hope that's it. I hope that's the case. I don't see what New York can bring that OKC, Minnesota, and Portland brought.
Right.
You know what I mean? I guess that's the long story short. I don't see what they're going to bring, but who knows? But back to what you were saying off camera, right? The Spurs have been to 5 more finals since then. Since '99, we've been to 5 more finals, right? I mean, we probably have a lot more resources, a lot more,
Yep.
you know, ex-players in the guy's ear. Tim
Right.
Duncan,
Manu,
Danny Green, Manu,
David.
Tony, all these guys. We have guys that have been there that are resources there. I'm not saying New York doesn't have
Pop's
those.
still coming in and out.
Pop. Not saying New York doesn't have those, but
Yeah.
I don't see them. Right? Are they
Right.
too old for this? Or
You
what,
see,
know?
you see Patrick Ewing sitting there.
It's all the same
sometimes.
guys
yeah.
that have been there the last 20 years. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think it's the Spurs' time. I think right now we can freely say it. You know what I mean? We're in the finals now. Like, dang.
Golly,
Like,
that's so crazy to hear.
I feel like kind of touching on that, and I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I think it's really really special to see the Spurs recipe repeating itself again, right? You know, having a generational big man in Tim Duncan, great guards in Tony and Manu, then all these great role players, Bruce Bowen, Boris Diaw, however you want to call it, obviously being coached by Greg Popovich, okay? Wemby now, Steph Castle, Dylan Harper,
It's the same.
De'Aaron
It's the
Fox.
same
and you got your
system.
goofy white guy.
Yeah. You got your Rasha Nesterovic and Luke
got your
Kornet.
Matt Bonner.
exactly.
got
And
your
you know,
Matt Bonner.
obviously comparing Mitch, it's hard to compare Mitch to the greatest coach of all time, but I think he's done an excellent job, and he's got us.
I mean,
so
what else
far,
could you
but
ask for?
What else can you ask for? But I just think it's cool to see that the Spurs have a recipe.
Yeah.
And it's something that
And they've
every
stuck- and they've
every other
stuck with
team
that recipe.
Yeah.
They've stuck with it.
Every other team has tried to replicate it or follow it. They weren't successful. We just did it again ourselves, and it's
And you know,
it's
you
special.
look back at all these draft picks and potential trades that we could have made in the past, and there was times where we all we're guilty of like, man, what's going on in that front office? Like, what do you know, we could have made this move, we could have made this move. But the Spurs, RC Buford, I always say trust in RC, trust in RC every year, trust in RC, because there's moves that are like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? But it was a slow process. But in the reality of it all, it's already here.
I think there was two big moves to go off what you're saying. Two big moves in the past couple of years that were made that were kind of like, okay, maybe what's going on, and then one of them was definitely like, okay, yeah, that was for the best move. I think this all started when DeJounte Murray got traded. I think all of this kind of started.
That's when the acceptance of the restart.
The restart happened, right?
I'll go further back. I think it's Kawhi leaving.
Yeah, I mean that
was the
instantly is
real
going to take you into another era.
That was the first domino to really fall.
But we were kind of going off of this DeJounte hype. You know what I mean? He was our guy. He was our leader for a long time. When we let go of him, we were kind of like hard reset. You know? And that wasn't too long ago. But then to highlight on what he said on the previous podcast, the letting go of Jeremy Sohan, who's getting a ring either way this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But the letting go of Jeremy Sohan, I think, was definitely a clear slate. You know, it was like my brother was saying, and not that he didn't belong on the team, but he didn't fit our team.
No.
Right? And once he left, it felt like, man, everything was clicking then. We didn't have to worry about this guy being on the bench. We didn't have to worry about anything like that. And who knows what that does to a locker room, right? But there's these moves that, like we're saying, man, I wonder what's going on here. I wonder what's all this that ends up for the better. Yeah. Spurs only fall up. You know, it just seems like every move that they make is intentional and it's trusted. Now, what can you say?
We're only getting better. We're only getting better from this point on.
We're only getting better. Yeah. What do we think about game one? I know we're all probably taking Spurs at home, right? But how do you see that gameplay going? How do you see it?
Oh, go ahead.
It's gonna be tough. It's a championship, right? It's gonna be tough. New York's gonna come out trying to, lay the law down, and San Antonio just has to respond and stay poised and continue doing what they're doing, running the ball, great passing, keeping Victor down low, and doing what they've been doing the past, 3 series. It's a tough game. I talked to a couple of NBA players and I asked them what they thought. They said it's gonna be a tough game. It's not gonna be an easy walk for the Spurs, and it shouldn't be, right? It's a championship, but I still, I'm still picking Spurs in 6.
Yeah, Spurs in 6 is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What about you?
The big thing is, just like all the other teams going against the Spurs, is how do we keep Victor Wembanyama out of the paint and pushing him out? A lot of the strategy is going to be going towards Josh Hart. Josh Hart, I think, was guarding Wemby to where, Wemby would guard Josh Hart, pushing him out of the paint. Once you push him out the paint, man, once you cut, it's just a big difference that you're not going to get if Wemby was inside. The X's and O's of the coaching. I feel like these players are in there for a reason, right? They know how to play. It's the coaching. Can we come up day to day with the best game plan possible? They did it with OKC. I don't know why they wouldn't do it with New York Knicks. Yeah. But, that regular season, can't go back to regular season because this is not the same Spurs team.
Not at all.
But understanding the X's and O's and how they would plan to attack Wemby, the only thing they can do is push him out. Which worries me. But again, I trust our coaching staff so much.
I think you're right. The coaching staff was great. They always had an answer for all 3 series. They always had an answer. They always had a comeback. They always had, if they lost, whatever, they always had a new game plan, and it always worked.
Yeah,
and that's what we say about boxing, right? We know boxing, and every round in boxing, you have to have an adjustment, right? You either won or lost that round. Either you keep the same strategy or you lose. If you lost the round, you got to adjust somehow to what this guy's bringing. And I felt like the Spurs did that with every game.
And just like in boxing, the adjustment doesn't have to be crazy. It could just be a small adjustment of, okay, maybe we're not going to double team Shea anymore. Yeah. And that opened up everything. That made those last 2 games.
Let's make him beat us. You know what I mean? Like let's see what he's got.
That really stood out those last 2 games. Is okay, we're not going to double team, and boom, that's all it was. I mean,
it's also more controlling the pace on the OKC side. It was controlling the pace, speeding it up, slowing it down, speeding it up. Right. Doubling Shea when he's off, when he doesn't expect it, all these little things, right? I just don't see how Brunson's gonna bring, again, great player. I just don't see how he's gonna bring that level of like, let me confuse this whole offensive, defensive strategy.
What good preparation we have for Brunson, right? If we guard Shea, I mean, Brunson is the second leading free throw shooter in the league. Number 1 is Shea. Can't touch him, won't touch him. The practice is right there. We've been going for it for 7 games already
Yeah.
on how to approach that style.
There'll be a lot to see and be said after game one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you see game one go?
One of my biggest thoughts was what Dean just said. We just dealt with SGA. I think we could have an answer for Brunson. You know, don't get me wrong, the guy's a great player and he'll find his way, he'll find his shot.
He'll get his numbers.
But if we, just play similar type of defense strategy,
Make someone else beat us.
we'll slow him down. And I think that Wemby is going to have a field day with Cat.
Oh yeah,
I think he's going to have a field day with him. He's gonna
Especially
toy
with
with
Mitchell
him.
Robinson kind of being more on the.
he's injured. No,
He's injured. He has a broken pinky. I mean, sure. I mean, it's going to affect his style or at least his thought process of his aggressiveness towards Wemby. Because he's a real deal, But I think the X factor, man, I hate saying his name, Mikal Bridges. He is. I mean, at least during the regular season, he whooped on us.
Yeah, he's a playmaker.
He went off. And he had such a terrible shot in the past. Now it's like he doesn't miss when he's with the Spurs. So that guy is an X factor because he's also a bigger size compared to maybe a Champagny or a Vassell. The matchups on the defensive end are going to be a little tricky, but and
bigger than us.
OG and an OG
Yeah.
OG 3-1.
OG and an OG.
Yep. He's a dog too. And when he was guarding Wemby, I mean Wemby couldn't do anything. So there's going to be a lot to play around with that.
It's also a different Wemby, though, right?
It's a different Wemby. It's a different Wemby. And it's also so it's a different team in general. So, but that OG dude, he's a real deal. He's a real deal.
We've seen elimination Wemby. We've seen Game 7 Wemby. What does finals Wemby look like? That's going to be just another level up.
Yeah.
What does that look like on a team
Scary.
scale?
Scary.
So who do we expect to be the villain by Game 3? There's always a villain in every series, right? There's always a guy. There's always a guy that's kind of giving us some trouble. Who do you expect for the city to hate coming into like a Game 2 or 3 by this time? Is it Brunson? Is it Cat? Is it Bridges? Is it Hart? Like who do we expect it to be?
Every time I see New York, I always see Bridges doing something. He's the guy. I think he's the heart of that team. I think for some reason, just because if you shut him down, everyone else has to work harder.
Yeah, I would say
because every time you see him, he's always doing something. He's a great player though. He's a great player. But I think if you could slow him down, everyone else has to try to pick it up.
I would think for us, I think Brunson's going to be hitting these tough shots. I think we're going to defend him well, and somehow he's going to get that ball in the hole. I'm not saying they're going to get a win, but I'm just thinking by that time, something's going to happen to where he's going to be our little thorn in our foot. I just think that's going to happen.
Yeah, but Steph Castle, I'm sure everyone's going to get the matchup against him, but Steph Castle, man, he's just his defensive play during this whole playoffs. I just feel like he's meant for this. He's designed to defend, and not just defend, but just control you. Like I'm all over you. He's just he's a dog. He's a pit bull. He's a pit bull, and you're not going to get any space from that.
And the guy who everyone always hates in New York is Josh Hart. I think that's the guy who's going to be that little. He's the dog on that end.
He's the Caruso of the Knicks.
Exactly. He's the guy on that end. It would be good to see him paired up with like a Champagny, him paired up with like a bigger guy like that, Carter Bryant. Like
I think Carter Bryant is going to be huge in this series.
I hope so.
Huge because he has the size we're going to need size.
He's got the defensive presence.
We're going to need
He
size.
doesn't even need to find his shot. He just needs
just
to
like
do that
just like how he
defense.
was for the Timberwolves. We needed that size, and I think he's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Him, Keldon, just starting to warm up. He found his shot Game 7. Not just on the offensive end, but the defensive end. Keldon, Carter Bryant, those are going to be huge, huge guys for this series.
Definitely. I see this impact in, I guess, the city, right? The city's come alive. We're honking every night.
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean? It's just it's a night and day thing. I mean, how have y'all personally been feeling that impact in the city?
I mean, like I think I said previously, when even for this Game 7, when we're in, where were we at?
Port A.
Port A. We go outside after the game, and you hear honking in Port A.
You were hearing honking.
And I think someone had mentioned, these new wave of Spurs fans just seem crazier and hungrier. I'm like, yeah, they are hungrier. We had this going every other year. You take that away, and you have a bunch of kids and even grown-ups, hearing about it and never really experiencing it. they've been hungry for what 12 years.
Yeah, I mean, we were seeing these finals runs in middle school and high school, and now you put us as adults. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're gonna go crazy. Like we're gonna be
Yeah.
like, man, it's our time to experience it
I mean,
at this age.
I can't.
You know?
I can't imagine what it's to look like when we win all this, because right now every game they're just shutting down the highways. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, what are you gonna see on the
We're
river?
gonna be
parade?
walking on the highways.
Let me walk. Yeah, the
That's what
highway's gonna be
happened
shut
last
down.
time. Remember, that's what happened the last
I'll be
time.
right
The
there
highways
barefoot.
were shut down,
Yeah,
and people were just
Well,
parked on the
we'll bring
highway.
the Blackstone.
that I mean, you're driving to park on the highway.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
And I hope we're here to be there and experience
Yeah.
that.
Weird thing. We'll be in New York for Game 5, even though Game 5's here in San Antonio. So hopefully, we want the Spurs to win. Definitely, you know what I mean. I don't care in what, but preferably not in 5.
Well,
right? Just we want to be here.
according
I don't
to
care,
the-
it's game-
To
sweep
the
'em.
to the corgi, he came out with his predictions. He has Spurs in 7. I'm not
Another
I'm-
7 games?
I'm not a big believer in that corgi, but I'm putting a lot of money on Spurs in 7. A lot of money.
That means Knicks we're gonna have to play OKC level basketball. That's like we're gonna really. I mean, they have to bring something.
You got to
we
think about
haven't
it.
seen.
Look, you're going to MSG. I don't care who you are. Your name is Michael Jordan. You're gonna get a little tingle. You get a
The
little
Spurs
tingle.
too. The Spurs get that too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter who you are. That tingle in your belly when you walk out and you see that and you see everyone around you, it's gonna change your gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to zone out and to do it. But I don't care who you are.
Even being
you're
here
gonna
on
feel
this
it.
court with the Larry O'Brien Trophy right in the middle of your court, like that alone changes the energy of the game. You know, I just can't wait. I mean, tomorrow's gonna be the start of a thing, right? Is it the new Wemby era? It's already the Wemby era, but is it the dominant
Yeah,
Spurs era?
yeah.
Is it the first of many? Is it can this be the time we actually try to repeat? We haven't had to repeat championships back to back. Like it's all these things that we're just looking ahead for because we had no idea we were gonna be here, and now we're here and it's
No
happening.
clue.
You know what I mean? There's just so much to look forward to.
I think in one of those games in New York, I think Wemby has his best performance of the season.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's already had
Highest scoring. He'll be his most points. Everything triple double. I just have a feeling at least one of those New York games, because like you were saying,
Yeah.
that tingle, that feeling of being
Yeah.
in
It's
Madison
what you
Square
do with
Garden.
it. It's what you do with that
I
tingle.
think
Do you
he'll-
fold or do you just you rise to the occasion?
He'll rise,
He'll
and I
rise
think
to the
he'll
occasion.
I mean, he had a 40-20 game in first game of OKC. You think that's gonna be better? He's gonna go better than that. That's hard.
I don't know. Let's see a 50-point triple double.
If any place can bring it out, it's
Madison Square
Square
Garden.
Garden.
How do you see Cat being any kind of? Is it a pivotal role for Cat? Is it something that we should be looking out for, or is it something that you think is probably going to be easier than it is on paper?
I don't mean to sound bad, but we've seen Cat in the league for many years now,
Yeah.
and I don't really have much faith in him. And that's not just me saying that as going up against him in the final. I think you and I have talked about this many times in the past. I've always thought he's kind of a waste of space. Okay, that's not nice to say, but I'm saying,
Yeah,
you know,
for his size.
for his size,
What he's
you know,
built
what
at.
he's accomplished. What huge impact did he make in Minnesota? What huge impact has he made in New York? And I think the intimidation of Wemby on him, I think he's going to fold with Wemby, and Wemby's just going to have a field day with
I
him.
mean, Chet was so much more of a dynamic offensive presence than Cat is, and he was deflecting. He was getting the ball and passing it.
He shot,
What's
4
Cat
times?
gonna do? Yeah, what's Cat gonna do? I just don't see it happening. I think Spurs are better matched up and on all matchups. I just gotta hope the game plays there. We gotta hope this is a weird time to go through a slump. I would just hope everybody's kind of on.
Yeah,
or
I
at
mean the
least,
way
you know.
Game 7 left off, it just felt like everyone was not here yet, but like just going up. You know,
getting
everyone
better. Just getting
found their
better.
touch. Everyone found their touch.
Yeah.
And again, De'Aaron Fox, I think he's going to be the X. I said X factor with Carter Bryant on the defensive end. The offensive end, I think you saw the way De'Aaron Fox played Game 7. He's finding that touch. You know, he's doing his role right now. He's not being demanded of much. You know what I mean? Because the team's so strong.
You don't have to be the main
But
scorer.
I think with this matchup, I think De'Aaron Fox. I think this is going to be his series. This
I
is
mean,
his
why
series.
not? He's
Why
waited
not?
so long
Why
to get
not?
here.
Yeah.
You know, he's been through the years. Like
And
been
it
there.
shows when he's out. It shows like his worth. You know, we need that guy. We need him.
And not only that-
we need a captain out
we
there.
need we need a quarterback.
We also have to think about Harrison Barnes. You know, you got to think Kelly Olynyk. You got to think
Bismack Biyombo.
Bismack. You got to think of Cornette.
Luke,
These are all guys that have been there. These are guys like Cornette. You got your Harrison Barnes. These are champions. These are guys that have experience on this level in the finals.
I need to see a little more out of him.
Who's that?
Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't get a lot of playing. He didn't get any playing time in Game 7. There was his number wasn't called, but I think he's being used on those sidelines. When he was talking to Wemby before Game 7 was it? It was Game 6. He was talking to Wemby on the court, preparing his mind for a Game 7. All these things, all those experience things, I don't think the Knicks have on their side. Not readily available like that. You know what I mean? There's a guy in your huddle.
They got Spike Lee.
Yeah. There's a guy in your huddle that's been there. You know what I mean? Two guys that's been there. You know what I mean? I think those little things separate these games.
I hope Keldon can keep his stride that he kind of found in Game 6 and Game 7 because games 1 through 5, I was kind of like, come on, Keldon.
I think he was still a little, not spooked, but that Timberwolves series took a lot out of him because he was again we were the smaller team.
We need him. We need our 6th man of the year to
For me, I've been telling everybody I talk basketball, to about this. I think the most consistent player has been
Dylan Harper.
Oh, but I don't know. Dylan Harper had a great Game 7. He's been kind of performing really well. My guy is Devin Vassell.
Oh yeah,
I think Vassell, when
Devin's
you need a
been great.
bucket,
Definitely.
he's been getting
Clutch.
those buckets. You know what I mean? I need Devin Vassell to keep doing what he's doing. He doesn't have to be the main scorer. He doesn't have to be the highest scorer. But when we need a bucket, he's getting those stops on him. He got that.
He's been great on defense.
Great on defense. He's the best
He's
two-way
been
player
better
right
on
now on the
defense
court.
and offense.
Besides
but
Wemby.
Yeah, but he's been better on defense and offense. But yeah, he's out there, and you know he's out there.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a real, just like he was in the past series, I think he's going to be a really integral part of
Confidence,
Spurs'
all the
success.
confidence in all these guys is through the roof right now.
Who is y'all's, if you had to say, just to, look ahead, right? Spurs win the title. Who's your MVP? If it's not, it's hard to go against the alien, right? But who's your MVP? Who's your guy? Let's say it wasn't Wemby, because that's the easy one, right? Who would you say would be the MVP of the finals if it wasn't him? Who can you see it being in this series?
I don't know. I was saying this a few days ago. My MVP so far for everything that's happened, where we're at today, is because I think we wouldn't be playing this first game if it wasn't for Luke.
Luke Cornette and that block.
That block,
yeah.
It stopped everything. They were on their way for.
They were going to cut it to 4, I think.
They were coming. Yeah, they were going to cut it to 4. Then they were on a roll. They were started moving around. Until that block stopped everything, and that's why we're here today.
I think that he made up for that Dylan Harper turnover, no? Right?
Yeah.
Like that was a Dylan Harper turnover, came up with that block.
Yeah, I mean, that you can make that argument for sure that block
Historic block.
is the reason why we're in there. Because imagine if he gets that dunk, the momentum change, and then
we have to go over there.
Wemby was out. He was in foul trouble. That they could have that block, man.
Yeah,
that's
gonna go down in history.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one you look back at.
That's
That's
the
when you look back
from that
at.
point on, because I was like, oh man, they're coming back, and then Luke had that block. I said,
I think he jumped from the free throw line.
No, the momentum killed.
Both hands
It killed
that.
it stopped everything. It stopped
with a graceful fall.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the
He's an
ability to
athlete.
rush back.
He's an athlete.
And
He's an
the funny, not the funny thing, but when we see him in boxing, and he has trouble moving his feet like a boxer.
he doesn't have the best footwork.
What are you doing?
But that was,
look
I
at him
mean,
now,
he saved it all for that one moment.
Yeah,
Are y'all banking on Wemby MVP? Wemby?
Of course.
yeah.
I can't see it going any other way. But to answer your question, I would say for me Dylan Harper.
Dylan Harper? You
I just think
this-
as a rookie showing up to this moment and playing as well as
Yeah.
he has, I think he's been our second best offensive player, and the moves he's showing that
Yeah.
he's capable.
I mean, it's like
are just
it's like you
insane.
almost see the bald spot in the back of his head because it's like Manu.
It's
like who is this guy?
Yeah.
He's playing just like Manu Ginobili
I think
right now.
the 0 comes up on his jersey sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that 20 or is that 2?
20
Yeah.
or 2. But I think he's really been unbelievable, and the maturity as a rookie. It's like you see Steph and Dylan Harper and Wemby, and the maturity these guys have at 20, 21, and 22.
That's a credit to his upbringing, though. I mean, having that championship background growing up,
Yeah.
being around the best stars in the world growing up, you understand what work ethic
You
looks
learn
like.
you know what you're around.
Yeah.
And he was saying he grew up like 30 minutes away from New York. Like he's been to so many games in Madison Square
It's in his
Garden. I don't think
backyard.
it's gonna-
This is in his backyard.
I don't think
and
it's
I think
gonna
you know
shake
what? Watch him have the performance of
His
a
dad was on
lifetime.
the Lakers, Showtime Lakers, right?
Bulls.
He was on
Oh,
Bulls
Bulls,
right there.
Harper,
But-
Ron Harper.
If you're thinking about Dylan Harper, Steph Castle, De'Aaron, Wemby, It's like
A lot of guys that can have a field day.
we have a lot of options. We got a lot of firepower, and that's not discrediting the Knicks. They got here too, right?
Yeah.
There's a way to get here too, and they had to fight. But man, I just don't see them coming off banging right off that rest
Just the level that we're at right now from what we just went through.
for sure.
If we come into game one with that energy, I think we win by 20 points or more.
It's a series the city's been waiting for. It's
I think when it all at the end, when Spurs win, they hold the trophy up the next day. You throw a breakfast for the ages in the morning. When we'll see the sun come up, and then there's you just cooking up, making your tacos and all
Okay.
that. Everyone's invited.
Everybody's invited. Let's do it.
man, it's
Can't
it just seems like Fiesta
need-
never ended.
We need
you
to
know?
send somebody to camp out at Academy. Let's start.
That
thinking
too.
about it
yeah,
now.
for
That
sure.
too. We
I
messed
need, I
up.
need my shirt. I need my hat.
We messed up last time, so this time for sure we're gonna get it all.
Man, it's a special time to be a Spurs fans. Like I always say, there's no greater time to be in San Antonio than right now. Finals, it's back. It's
It's still a tough series, right? We all know it. It's gonna be a tough series,
but we're tough too.
but I think we're tougher and we're gonna come out on top. And Game 6,
We're dogs, man. We're dogs.
Spurs in 6.
We're dogs.
Yep, they
Yeah.
are. Spurs.
You
are
think
dogs.
6?
I'm saying Spurs in 6.
Like I'm saying, I hope 4 or 6. 4
Yeah.
is a little
4,
hard.
I'm going for 4, but I'll take a 6.
I have to be out of town for Game 5 as well. So
Yeah,
So either way,
4
we
or
have them
6
winning
would be
it. We
great.
have them winning it in New York.
in Game 6, yeah. I
You
mean,
know
just
what?
like we did in '99.
hey, I'll take it whatever game. You know what?
Yeah, it isn't.
I don't want to see it go
I don't
7.
mind
I
selling.
don't think my heart can take that
I
again.
don't see this being a 7-game series. I really don't.
I don't see it either. 4 or 6, 5.
Like I
seems
said, we
really
have
realistic.
we had the corgi do it, but I think the most accurate way to find out is Jason. What is it, Jason? What are we gonna have? And this is gonna be the decision.
Spurs in 5.
Spurs in 5. We're taking it back to '99.
Wow.
4-1.
I think it's that's here, right? Yeah. So I feel
Yeah.
like we're gonna win on the home court this time.
Yeah,
Man.
So we're gonna stay over there, Dad, when they win.
we'll
We're gonna
drive
stay.
back.
In, we gotta come
You
back.
got to be in New York. You better be careful. They're gonna burn New York down
Yeah.
while you're there.
Yeah.
You better not be wearing a Spurs jersey if that happens while you're there.
I'll die in that Spurs.
I'm gonna
jersey.
dress up as a
don't mind.
coyote.
So, guys, if you're heading to the game, be safe. Like I always say, preserve your honking hand. Don't get injured.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it these next 2 weeks or so.
Don't overdo it in the first few games, right?
Yeah, save your horn. Go get your car checked out. Make sure that horn's ready. Make sure it can last you. You know what I mean? Go get another horn if you need it. I know we've been honking.
Yeah.
Get another horn.
And be safe out there too, because I think if this town wins a championship,
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen
Not only that,
in
guys-
these streets.
Be safe. Protect yourself. There's gonna be a lot of babies born in March. You know what I mean? There's
right.
gonna be a lot of finals babies. There's gonna be a lot of Victors.
a lot of
A lot
victors.
of Carters. A lot of De'Aarons.
Bryant's.
But like I said, I got dibs on Bismack. I got dibs on the name Bismack. So I'm coining that one.
Leija.
Bismack Biombo Leija. I'm gonna keep the middle name too.
Keep the whole name. Get the whole name.
Guys, go Spurs, go as always. This is
baby. Let's
Go Spurs, go, baby. Let's
we're
go.
in the
Let's go.
finals.
Go
It's
Spurs.
Fiesta right now, man. The city's alive. I'm gonna end it at that. Go Spurs, go. And I'll see you on the next episode.